what's someone saying that Ezekiel chapter 1 was referring to UFOs? He doesn't believe it. Why the false interpretation? Well, let's start with semantics just to be a little smarmy with this. UFO is an acronym. It's recently been changed to UAE, but the principle applies. Is not necessarily referring to an extraterrestrial alien craft filled with other sentient life than human beings. A UFO is literally just something in the air that you don't know what it is. A plastic bag can be a UFO as long as you don't know it's a plastic bag. Unidentified aerial phenomena denotes the same principle, but people love to jump on the sci-fi craze that our culture is in and say that, oh, hey, there's UFOs in the Bible, and then people will jump to say, so someone didn't know something was in the air in Ezekiel? No, they were identified. Let's get that out of the way. But then they'll say, oh, so the Bible affirms the existence of aliens. It's the aliens, man. And we can get into the association with the occult and some of the close encounters of the third kind and all that stuff in a minute, but just plain value in Ezekiel chapter 1. What's going on there? Did Ezekiel not know what he was seeing in the air, or was it literally explained to him what he was seeing?
Yeah, it's explained to him what's going on. It says he looked, and there was, flashings of lightning and surrounding brilliant light. The center of a fire looked like glowing metal, verse 5, and the fire was what looked like 4 living creatures. In their appearance, the form was that of a man, but each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight. Their feet were like those of a calf and gleamed like burning bronze. Under their wings, on their 4 sides, they had hands of man. Of a man, all 4 of them had faces and wings, and their wings touched one another. Each one went straight ahead and did not turn as they moved. Their faces looked like this. And so it gets into this explanation. It's a very cool chapter. Now, the big question is, are these creatures mentioned other places?
Several places. Revelation chapter 4, in part, a different type of creature. They were called the burning ones in Isaiah chapter 6. And, of course, a few other places as well. The appearance of the palanquin of the Lord leaving the temple. But this is a reference to the cherubim, or literally the blessings, these very exalted types of heavenly creatures that would, full denote, be above man as far as their glory and status pre-resurrection. But as far as what they are, they wouldn't be UFOs by definition, because that is what they are explained to be, and the significance of it. There's some people who put significance to the symbols themselves, and the chapter and verse citation they would give to this, I think, has some credit. The different routes people go is that they're supposed to be, and this is the one I think has the most credit, reflecting various aspects of God's revelation of himself to mankind. So obviously, as we reflect his characteristics in a spiritual sense, these spiritual creatures are projecting to us aspects of God's nature in a physical sense, even though we're not purely spiritual, they're not purely physical. So, and if you can't follow that, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But the real drive home for these creatures is to be impressive. And you could have just stopped at their skin looks like molten iron, and that'd be enough to catch me.
I must say that your dad's teaching of Ezekiel 1 was awesome. This last go-around of teaching through the book of Ezekiel. If you can get on our website and go to the our sermon archives and find the book of Ezekiel, and it's under most recent sermons, I think. There's a Ezekiel link, and you can get to chapter 1. Very cool, man. He had some great insights into this chapter that has really baffled a lot of people. I mean, it's the old song by Journey, "Wheels in the Sky Keep on Turning." People always say, "Oh, is that Ezekiel? The wheels in the sky." And what are they? But man, he had some great insights into what Ezekiel was seeing here. And I just found it fascinating. It's definitely worth another go around of listening to. So if you could check that out, man, you'd really get a lot out of it.
But no. And if you want to keep on reading, again, it describes the wheels within wheels, covered in eyes without and within. It's describing the palanquin of the Lord, the literal throne / mobile chariot that the Lord was moving on. The appearance of the Lord is described the same way he's described in Exodus 19 and 20 and 24. For those of you who want to take notes, there's a lot there that's not new. His
Yes.
references to the Old Testament. Within the Old Testament,
Yeah,
by the
so
way.
there's enough references in the Bible to this where we know for certainly it's not.
Extraterrestrial
That's
life,
right.
it's extra spiritual life, it's beyond this universe.
Yeah.
So when people make that inference, it's more depending on a loose handling of UFO rather than what the UFO actually is.
Yeah.
And also likewise, those are not U's, those are identified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
And the ophonym, as they're called, they aren't, by the way, the word just means eyes. Those are not distinct from the cherubim, despite the efforts of some false teachers that want to focus more on angels rather than their leader. So that
Wow.
being said,